Check, check, 1, 2. Let me check my sound. All right. All right, let's see what's up with this sound right quick, y'all. What's up, everybody? Um, let me I'm checking my sound. All right, yeah. Sound good. So I didn't do a live for a couple of days. There's no reason. I pretty much was busy, but that's why I didn't do it. But we want to do one today. So I give everybody time to get on. Let the algorithm get out, get the spread to everybody, and let them know we all here, y'all. The family is here. The family is here. I'm gonna try to share my comments on the screen this time. Let's see if y'all can see the comments. I'm gonna try to pay my screen my the comments on the screen and see what happens. Just trying different things, y'all. But let me tell y'all something. What's up, Alex? Morning, morning, morning. What's up, Country Hustle? How you doing? Um, I just posted a video about that doggone smoker, and I was gonna do a. You ordered your seasoning yesterday, Mr. Dave? Myra, thank you. Is it Myra? Whatever. Thank you so much. Okay, I appreciate you. I just posted a video about that smoking. I was thinking about doing a raffle. I can't do no raffle, y'all. I just realized that that's against the law, y'all. I thought I gotta post another video, man. I just realized that's why I say, man, I thank God for research. I should have did the research before I said that, but yeah, you gotta set it up as a nonprofit, which I do have a nonprofit, guys, but it has to be an in-person thing. It can't be like doing it over the internet. And it's all taxes. That's all it is, just taxes. But what they do is to enforce the taxes, they come up with laws to say the reason why that's against the law, it can be considered as online gambling. So I'm gonna have to hold up on that, y'all. Good morning, everybody. What's good? Yes, sir. Miracle. Hey, Miracle. I like that name. Thank you, Miracle. Yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, I can't do the online stuff, man. Them people done. So I'm gonna just have to sell it outright. I got so many people want to buy it, right? I believe I leased it too cheap. I got I got a friend of mine. He just called saying saying he want to buy it, but I already had probably about 3 or 4 people in front. Um, I think I'm gonna just sell it. This is girl, man. She's a girl out of I don't know where she's from, but her and her husband got in touch with me early, and I think I'm gonna just sell it to her. I am. I think I'm gonna just sell it to her. She got in touch with me early. Her and her husband said they wanted it. They were one of the first people who was like, didn't try to talk me down on price. They just came correct and was like, where it's at, can I come get it? Blah blah blah. So I'm gonna tell her they can come get it tomorrow morning. Yeah, but I can't do the online raffle stuff. I didn't know, man. That's against the law. Like, ain't that amazing, man? We supposed to be so free, but we got all these rules. We supposed to be the land of the free, but it's so many rules, you know. Yeah, and I just have enough problem as is, and I'm not trying to doggone create no issues for myself. I'm not. So I'm not gonna do nothing because you know The country town, I'm in a little country town. Then I came back and locked me up for the RICO Act. You know what I mean? Got to read and take my stuff from it, man. I'm getting audited, tax evasion now. Yeah, I'm gonna hold up on that. Yeah, I'm gonna do a new video. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? Like I said, I didn't do a video live. It was 2 days back to back. I didn't do a live. I got a brand new sheep baby who mama not feeding it. We thought, so when we first introduced her, she was trying to suck off one mama, but come to find out that's not her mama. So that's why when you breed, when the baby start having, when the mama start having the babies, you really should lock them up, because what happens is just like what happened up there. She done sucked off one of the other mamas, and once that baby suck off the other mama, it's it. Like that mama, that first mama never. Well, I ain't gonna say never, but once that baby suck off another mama and she get milk on it and it smell like another baby, that another nanny's or mama's baby, that other mama, the original mama, won't feed it. So that's what done happened. But it's all good. We done did bottle babies before. Bottle babies pretty cool. They come up to you. It's just you gotta feed them like a baby. And Skylar, she getting ready to get out of school, but she getting ready to leave. So I really wish Hubbard was able to do it, because that'd be perfect for her every day, just bottle feeding the baby. But my other granddaughter, Seven, coming down here, so I'm gonna let Seven and my wife doing it, just bottle feed the baby until it get big enough and they don't need no bottle no more. We wean them. We normally wean them at 90 days. We wean them at 90 days, but the mama's pretty much, it depends on the mama. The mama will stop feeding it at 30. I done seen the mama stop feeding the baby at 30 days. I mean, well, just put like my goats. I got a goat named Coco. She had one baby a year, y'all. One solid, big, thick baby a year. She mean. Her previous baby, she had a son. That's the first time I like to got bit by a goat. Somebody tell you that a goat don't bite, don't know nothing about goats. I was back there handling. He was rough, man. I'm talking about that joker was rough. I'm back there trying to get him back up. He was the goat that'll fight with Duke, like for real. Like the dog, he'll fight with the dogs. The dogs would corner him. He'll put his back against the wall. They'll beat him up. Then I get the dogs off of him. The first thing he'll do when he get free, run right back into one of them. Like, yeah. So he was crazy. So I was trying to move him away from the dogs when I had got the dogs off of him, because he was crazy, man. He keep doing stuff like jumping the gate, trying to get out. Like, it was crazy. But he was a wether. I had banded him, so he couldn't get nobody pregnant. So I doggone back there dragging him one day. He fighting like a mug. I look back at that joke like, that joke about to bite me, man. Yeah, so a goat will bite you. But Coco, that girl, she had one baby a year, man. That little bitty pygmy goat. Little bitty mean little goat, man. I'm talking about mean, y'all. When we get her in the stand, we have to try to get her in the stand to trim her hooves and stuff. It's an all-out fight. I'm all that, man, train them. It's a fight. I'm telling you. Like, literally, you have to almost, like, beat on her, like, to make her stop. She fighting. She trying to bite, scratch, everything. She crazy. But she stopped feeding her babies every 30 days. After 30 days, get off of me. Yep. So I've seen the mama stop. I'm saying she stopped nursing her babies at 30 days. I done seen the mama stop nursing the babies at 30 days. Facts. We want them to nurse as long as possible, for real. But with the bottle babies, it's good because we can give it as much as we want to give it. So right now she drinking 4 ounces. My wife nursed it right here in this chair right here. But yeah, we got the bottle baby on right now, man. It's when I first did it, I had a goat that was a bottle baby, man, and I got this little hanging contraction where you just hang it in there, fill it up, and leave, and he'll suck it. But this one, she ain't got it yet. She too young, man. I went up there last night, and this how I found out, because I thought the mama that she was after was her mama. But last night, what happened was I grabbed both of the babies last night. So I grabbed, it was late, 11 o'clock at night, because I was worried. The thing about animals is this, right? And this one thing and one serious lesson I have learned about animals. The first time you recognize something wrong, jump on it right then. It's just like with your health. Immediately. Like if you feel, if something not right, get on it immediately. Because by the time you get on it, man, if you don't, it done set in and it's over. So that's what I tell you, man. I learned that with animals, and I guess that's the same with your health. As soon as you recognize something not right, I mean, I'm talking about something literally, not you know, like a hypochondriac, because I am. I got that low key too. What you call health anxieties with all this stuff on social media. Every time you cut on social media, somebody sick, somebody dying, and somebody got a mystery illness. They had you checking your body for everything too. It causes what they call health anxiety. So I low key got that too. Um, but as soon as you recognize something wrong with animals, hey, immediately deal with it. Don't wait. Don't give it a day. Don't say let's see how it's gonna work out. Don't do that. Don't do that because I lost a beautiful goat. A friend of mine gave me a goat. I lost a beautiful goat, man. She had 3 babies and I lost her, man, because stupidity on my behalf. The reason why I say stupidity is because I had all the right information and I still didn't make the right decision. Ignorant, I just don't have the right information. Stupid, I had all the right information and I didn't make the right decision. And my goal was to see how it worked out. Don't do that. So she taught me that. So I'm gonna be a better breeder for that. So I recognize something not right with this goat. I mean this sheep. And I got a lot of money tied up in my sheep. Remember, we ain't ate one sheep from here yet. Not yet. I had 10 at first, lost 5, brought Rocky on, the male. He broke his neck out here jumping over the fence. Just so happened he had a son. His son bred everybody up in there. And the mama too. He has all his sisters and everybody. So they having babies up in there. So last night I went up in there, and I was just watching them, man, because I'm kind of like I'm on my stuff now. And I was noticing the mama was she was trying to nurse off the mama, but the mama wouldn't let her nurse. And the mama just going in circles. So I grabbed both of the babies. Because lesson have taught me that when you grab them babies, the mama's gonna come. Like for real. So even if a mama won't even nurse the baby, when that baby start hollering, her maternal instinct kick in and she gonna come. So I grabbed both of the babies. I felt the difference in weight. The boy it's a male and a female. The male is solid, big old solid boy. I picked them up, picked the girl up. I could tell they different in weight, but that's okay. And I brought them to a little area and I closed the gate. And I watched the mamas, and 2 mamas came hollering. I said, okay, so this white baby done nursed off of the wrong mama. And the mama probably didn't know it was her. She probably thought it was her baby. And she let her nurse. And when she let her nurse, that was it. The other mama won't take her back. So I put her in there this morning. The mama got herself locked up. I locked her mom. Well, her mama got locked up on her own. I put some mineral in there. I chased the mama about an hour later and I couldn't catch her. When I came out here this morning, she was locked up. She had accidentally locked herself in this area, the little barn. I put the baby in there with her. And she'll kill that baby. So we're gonna bottle feed that baby, which is good because at least we can make sure the baby get what she's supposed to eat. So she's drinking 4 ounces now. My wife gonna go get her every 2 to 3 hours. I forget she said 4 hours. I forget what she said, but you better believe my wife gonna do it. That baby's gonna get fed. That's gonna be a big baby. And she gonna be glued to my wife's side like crazy. So we got a bottle baby. Yeah, all my sheep trying to have babies now, man. But yeah, I learned a lot this past kidding season with my goats. I can walk you through stuff. I'm not an expert. The experts know, but I learned this year with my goats, y'all. I have learned um um I have learned so much. When I say I have learned so much, man, oh man. What's up, Linda from Anderson, Alabama? I've been fishing in Anderson, Alabama. Dion said that he's having problems finding land, the right land, the right area to buy land. I had to back out of a property in North Mississippi because they were not accepting of black folks. Any suggestion? I don't understand that part right there. I know a lot of people be saying that, my friend, that a lot of us, we say, I don't want to get into these areas because um they not accepting of black folks. Let me say this, and I really want to say this. We got a lot of black people living in rural areas, y'all. A lot. I mean, a lot. Way more than you would believe. I've been in places and rolled down places and dirt roads and stuff. These black people live there. You're like, dang, what y'all doing here? We got a lot of horrible stories on social media, but it's 1 and 2 incidents, like the couple out in Colorado, the sister up here in Georgia. I don't know the details behind the story. I don't. So I don't know the girl name, her and her dad or something up here in Georgia. I seen the story pop up, and everybody always make sure they share that with me. I don't know the story. I just know I don't know. And I know that couple out in Colorado. Those are two factual stories that I know for sure, right? I don't know the details, but I do know their stories. And I'm pretty sure there's more. You know, there's more. But other than that, y'all, there are a lot of black people living in rural areas that white people would not bother. For real. I'm telling you. Let me say that again. There are a lot of brothers and sisters living down these dirt roads that they got great white neighbors like me. My neighbor's cool, man. Good folks. I'm talking about good people. Um, I'm not gonna say that's true for everybody, but don't let that deter you from buying you a piece of the promise. Let me say that again because we being ran away from the promise out of fear. Like you know how many brothers and sisters have said that to me? I don't want to get nowhere where it's gonna be no issues. And I'm like, okay, I respect that I do, because it is some areas, but we might as well be back in the 50s, y'all. For real. So you got a right to bear arms. You have a right to defend yourself and your property. Um, and you got a right to the legal system. Not saying they always gonna be on your side of your favor, but we gotta learn how to do things the right way. Cause I'm suing. I'm suing. If I catch you and you do it, I'm gonna sue you. I want to break you. I want to get a lien against your property. That's what I want. I want to get in them pockets. That's what I want to do. All that violent and we're gonna go back and forth stuff, that's the last alternative. Like that's gonna be the last thing, and that's gonna be a defense mechanism. Other than that, oh man, we in magistrate. Small claims, 15,000 or less. We're gonna go to superior court. Oh man, I'm filing a claim. Anybody can sue somebody. Anybody. Yeah, yeah. All I need is the proper documentation, be able to document what I'm doing. I'm trying to get the trailer, man. Yeah, I want to lean on the trailer. That little four-wheeler you riding on, I'm going to try to get that too. So there's more than one way to skin a cat. I just don't feel like we as a people should be still ducking and dodging and hiding out in the cities afraid. Like, no, no. I just don't think that's, believe me, no. When I first moved down here, I had a bully. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not nobody. I'm not a gangster. I'm not a bully. I'm not none of that. I'm gonna do what I need to do though. Facts. You are not finna run me off my stuff. I don't care what. We ain't gotta do no talking. We ain't gotta do all that. So I prayed to the Lord, right? I said, Lord, please remove this hindrance out of my way. I'm gonna allow you to handle it because I don't want to handle it. Because if I handle it, I don't know what's gonna happen. And the Lord did. The Lord did. He removed it out of my way. I'm talking about permanently. Permanently. Straight up. Permanently, man. It's gone. But I understand what you're saying, but we gotta stand on it, man. Like, nah, man, don't let nobody push you off that, man. Yeah, man. So many. Now, if you're a single sister, I understand if you're a single sister. Because some people will try a woman faster than they'll try a man, right? So I understand that. Some people will try you. They'll try you a woman faster than they'll try a man. So I understand that, my sister. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm going to the courthouse and I'm gonna sue you. And that's what you should do. That's how you deter people. When you get in them pockets, oh, folks start backing up then. They start coming with their sad stories then. They start coming telling me, well, my mama made a case. I don't care. You were trespassing, you were doing all that stuff. Because you get people who trespass, they trespass on white people's property too. I got a friend of mine, he just posted on his Facebook page, he got people trespassing on his property, and he trying to find out who they are because a trespasser gonna trespass. He ain't trying to find out if it's a black person or a white person who own it. I'm minding my business. You mind yours. That's it. I don't have to pay. And another thing I learned. Money kind of supersede all that BS. When people need you to support their business and their establishments, oh man, they get right quick. They can hate you. For real. But man, they need you to come and buy gas. They need you to come and fill up your diesel trucks and buy feed and stuff. Oh man, they act right quick. I don't need you to be my best buddy. I don't. I just need you to leave me alone. That's it. You don't have to be my best friend. You don't have to call me. You don't have to love me. Leave me alone. That's why people move down off of dirt roads. They move down. They're going to be later optimistic, y'all. Amen, somebody. That's why people move down dirt roads. Y'all know why people move down dirt roads? They move down dirt roads because they don't want to be bothered. What's up with you?
What it do, boo?
You got to duck down. They can't see you. There it is.
Hey, y'all.
Tell them what's happening.
What's happening?
Yeah. You should never tell the enemy what your next will be. He can't put everything in another person's name. Man, ain't nobody studying all that. Gloria, listen to me.
No.
Gloria, listen to me.
In the law.
Yeah, but on top of that, listen. All that right there, believe me, that stuff right there don't matter. I have been through legal proceedings before. Go ahead and move it into somebody's name. We could track all that stuff. If it get a time you get a judgment against somebody and you want to pursue the judgment, because it may not even be a judgment you want to pursue. You may just want to get them to back up off of you. But if you want to pursue the judgment, oh yeah. Just like Social Security got a look back period. We can go after it, for real.
That camera low, boy.
Yeah, but you got to know your stuff, though. The problem with us as a people, and I ain't saying all of us, because some of us know. Number one, we scared of the legal system. We don't like the legal system. And I'm not trying to judge nobody, but we don't like the legal system. We run from the legal system. We always in the legal system either as a victim of it. We getting sued. We incarcerated. We don't know how to utilize the legal system because traditionally the legal system has never been on our side. So we always avoid it at all costs. You get what I'm saying? But what I can tell you is learn it. Learn your rights. Pursue it. Our answer has always been violence. That's been our answer. We just get violent. Like I just push your head. Like, nah. We ain't got to do all that. We get a judgment against somebody. You see what I'm saying? We pursue it. We try to foreclose on the property. You know, when you get into them pockets, they back down. I just want you to leave me alone. So when you move down the dirt road, remember, that's what you dealt for. You dealt for that. But I have had to learn that, man. I've had to learn that, man, that you don't fight fire with fire. They say the pen is mightier than the sword, guys. You put that ink pen on somebody. And see, that's what has been done to us as a people for so long because we have never understood that the pen is mightier than the sword. We just want to beat somebody up. Like, oh, yeah, man. Yeah, run, knock them out there. Like, that's the ultimate revenge. And and now he got a judgment on you. You done broke Ron jaw. Ron, bro, got a plate in his jaw. He done got a judgment against you for all his medical damage. And then his real damages, then they done awarded him some punitive damage. And then now he got a lawyer that know how to come after you. Now they garnishing your wages on your job. Yeah, they could do that, man. So we have to learn as a people how to utilize this stuff. We do, man. We do. We ran from it and we deal with it differently. Now I'm going to court. I stand up in court. And we can always appeal to a higher court. If this local court don't want to act right, remember, there's a system. We'll go to the superior court. We'll go to the higher court. We'll go to the court of appeals. We can't allow ourselves to be pushed away, man, and ran off. We can't. So if you want to move to a rural area and you uncertain about the people in the rural area, most of the time, if you stay in the country, them folks ain't bothering you. They don't care. They don't want nothing to do with you. You know, mind your business, I mind mine, right? And there's a few people y'all can be friends with. They say you want to be far enough so they can't be in your business, but close enough to help you if you ever need it. Right. So that's the system we operate on down here. I would definitely do my due diligence because I don't want to be around no crazy people either.
Yeah, we love our neighbors.
But another thing is this: buying a property with convoluted property lines will get you in trouble. So how we solve that problem, I see you. How we solve that problem is this. Never buy a property where the property lines are convoluted, meaning that it's some places that it ain't clear. You see what I'm saying? Or if you go out there and look at it and they done already built some on that property line. Now, at the end of the day, you got a right to buy it and tear it down if you want to, right? Best cure. So what we want to do is we want to avoid it as much as possible. That's what we want to do. All right. We want to say okay. We want to say okay. Um. We want to say okay, man. I don't. I want to avoid that at possible at any. Just I don't care, man. Just so I want to leave that alone. But if it's a property you love, and I mean you feel it in your spirit, man, go into it with prayer. I'm telling you, man, Lord, um, help guide, shield me, you know, help me, guide me, shield me, protect me, my family. Make sure my steps are in line with you. The Bible says the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. He delighteth in his way. So we have to literally walk into it with that, right? Allow them steps to be ordered by him. But if you feel it in your spirit, man, do it, man. Don't let nobody run you off the premise. Man, ain't no bully finna do nothing, man. Like for real, man. Don't let no man. Okay, yeah, man. Don't let no bully run you off of what you got going on. Like for real, yeah, man. Don't scare you. Like you gone, cause I mean you love it. It's beautiful. You can see you and your family here. We are not in the 50s. And all my people, if y'all want to stay cooped up in them cities, scared of the rural areas and the potential lifestyle change, then stay there. But for all you guys who are willing to take the plunge, I have met so many brothers. Man, I was broke down, man, in Abbeville, right? I'm broke down. We talking about rural South Georgia. We talking about the town so small, it got one stop sign. It got one red light in it. That's how small Abbeville is. It got one red light. I'm broke down on the outskirts of it. Broke down. Done caught 2 flat tires. This crazy, right? So I'm telling, of course, I'm on alert. So I said, dang, man, I broke down. So I done pulled my trailer over. I had caught 2 flat tires on my trailer. I pulled the trailer over, right? So I said, okay, I was on this guy's property. I was like, because I had to get out the road. So of course, that's always a red flag. You trespass. So I don't know who property it is. I don't know who the person is. Blah blah. I pulled it over. So I'm calling on the phone, calling anybody who can come help me right quick. I'm in the yard. I'm about to go knock on the door or whatever and just present myself. Say, hey, no disrespect. I'm broke down out here. I just want to let you know I'm gonna get it out as soon as possible. It was just a trailer. So my goal was to pull the trailer over, jack it up, put it on some stands, get the tires, run to town, get them fixed, and leave, and come back and put them on. But of course, they had to sit on this man's property for a minute, right? So I'm worried. I'm telling my wife, oh man, I'm talking about for real, y'all. I want y'all to understand, man. I was like, Lord. So I'm sitting in the yard, about to go down here. Now all of a sudden, this dude come walking across the yard. Black dude. Hey, man, how you doing, man? This a Jamaican black dude. Live down in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about nowhere. We just bust out, start laughing. I'm talking about both of us just started laughing, man. We were dying laughing, man. I'm talking about it was so funny. He looked at me because we both knew what we just both knew. And I looked at him, I said, man, what are you doing down here, man? He told me he was in New York and he had made some money or whatever. And he found him a place down here. And now he got a business where he got a Sprinter van. I think they do some kind of I don't know if it's medical transport. I don't know what kind it is, but he was just telling me. But what I'm saying is, I remember feeling that like, oh man, and then seeing somebody who resembled me, look like me, exactly, and it could have been a completely opposite situation. But it's been my experience, and I'm telling you firsthand experience. I'm not telling you what somebody else's experience has been. Now, somebody else truly may have a different experience than me, right? And I respect it. But it has been my experience every time something like this has happened to me, and these people have rushed to help me. That same particular day, while we were broke down, I'm about to take the the tires off. So I got to take the tires to town. We're a long way from town. We probably about 40 miles, 25, 30 miles from town almost. Probably not that far, but yeah, we were about 25 miles. So I got to take it to Mavis or the tire place and get the tires and come back. Another guy pulled up, white guy pulled up and said, what y'all got going on? We told him. The man said, come up to my shop. I got 2 tires you can use. Just to get you home. Just bring me my tires back when you get done with them. Cool. Jumped in my truck, followed him up to his shop. Made him friends today. Followed him to his shop, put the tires on the back of my truck, went back down there, threw the tires on. Matter of fact, I had people coming in from out of town. They was at my place. I took the trailer back home, jacked it up, took his tires off, left it on some jack, took him his tires back. When I took him his tires back, he was like, nah, man, you could have kept them as long as you need them to, man. I didn't need them back that fast. I said, nah, I just want to make sure don't let that happen to your tires, man. He said, all right, well, just leave them over there. Cool. Got me out of ditch. So I'm saying this to say, and I'm sure for every good story, there's a bad story, but I'm sure for every bad story, there's also a good story. My goal and purpose is, man, don't run from the promise because of fear. Don't allow that evil to push you off of it, man. I mean, you do, man. Don't allow that evil to push you off of it. Like you trying to make sure you get in a comfortable area, but that may not be the best area to be in. So you want to get in an area, because I'm going to tell you another thing. And this is another point I want to make. Just because people act like they like you don't mean they truly like you. So if you only going to move into an area that people act like they like you in, then you may be setting yourself up for failure anyway. I would rather you deal with me up front and just come up front and say, I don't like you or your kind. I appreciate that. So now it won't be no misgivings about this information. So now I understand and I know what it is with you, because you don't like me and I don't like you. So let's don't deal with each other. I see you broke down on the side of the road. I may even just ask, hey, man, you straight? And keep on going about my business. For real, because if I'm ever broke down, not liking me or not, I would really appreciate you throwing me a spell tie too. So just remember, man, the worst kind of hate is not the open hate. The worst kind of hate is the hidden hate. That's the worst kind. The open, outright hate, man, that's good hate. Yeah, that's good hate, because I know where we stand. The line is drawn in the sand. I know I'm on one side, you on the other. Ain't no confusion about it. The worst kind is when a person work hard to hide themselves and hide their true nature from you. And then one day, boom, in the back of your head. You let them in, you gave them exposure. They just been waiting on their perfect moment. Wham. So I like open and outward hate. Just give it to me, but don't be faking, man. Don't come around me faking, trying to act like you really with me, because I'm trying to figure you out the whole time. I'm looking at your eyes. I'm really watching your behavior. I'm watching how you respond. I'm listening to the little slick stuff you saying, because I'm really trying to figure you out. Because from where I came from, it will cost you your life if you misread somebody. So I was in and out them systems. If y'all don't know, I was in and out the system. And I'm not a big guy. I'm a pretty small guy compared to, I ain't super small, but I'm not no big guy. So, I mean, I grew up in the juvenile in the system, so I know how to fight. I had to know how to fight. I was too small to not know how to fight. I had to. So, I know how to handle myself. So I'm getting in a situation where I'm around people who acting like they really with me, but they really trying to, run that game on me. And then one day, boom, So I had to learn how to figure a person out fast. So my point of y'all, man, is this, man. Look, you want to move in the area, you fall in love with that property. Yeah, the neighbors are all good. They may not like you. They may look you straight in your face and say, just stay on your side. I stay on my side. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We ain't got to act. We ain't got to front or nothing. And them people who like that, a lot of times, they not going to disrespect you, and you not going to disrespect them. They don't put it in the sand and say, I don't like you. I don't want nothing to do with you, blah, blah, blah. And those are the type of people I deal with. I'd rather deal with that than somebody trying to act like they like me, and the whole time you sneaking. You know what I mean? You snaking. You trying to figure out a way to get me. So yeah, nah, man. Don't. My point of that, man, it just bothers me when I hear my brothers and sisters saying, I want me a piece of property. I want something that's in my spirit. God them places in my spirit, but I'm not gonna do it because I don't, I understand, man. I do. I understand that fear. Cause I was scared when I moved down here. I ain't gonna act. Man, I be flexing, man. Look, if I told y'all when we moved down here, man, I was not, man. It was so dark. So I'm from the city, born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I ain't never been in no completely dark environment, ever. I've always been around areas where it was light, street lights, house lights, sounds. You can hear a motorcycle riding down the road, a backfire of a car, a siren, or something. I've always been around sound and lights, concrete sound and light, right? Always. I come down this move, it's pitch black. I'm talking about pitch black. Oh man, I remember I'm telling my wife was like, it's all right, baby, because she from this area, not this area, but she from the country. She like, nah, this. I'm like, man, you hear that? What is that? I don't hear nothing. Nothing. I don't hear anything. No sirens, no backfire car, no motorcycle changing gears, no car, no nothing. And it's dark. Man, you talking about scared all night long. You know what I mean? That's why I got them dogs. You know what I mean? They can bark, wake me up, let me know it's out here before it get to me. So I understand that part. I do. But after about a year here, I ain't gonna say a year, I realized, nah, man, this what's up. I had a guy one time was chasing a deer. I'm giving y'all these stories. It was a guy chasing a deer. They done shot a deer. I think they got it with a I think they might have got it with an arrow, and it didn't kill him or something, right? So they hired this guy, this company. It's a guy down here, local guy, and what he do is he got these dogs that once you give them the scent, they'll track the deer, right? So the deer was back in these woods over here behind my grandmama's house. It's a big old patch of woods. They probably about 30, 40 acres back there. Big old patch back there. Probably not that much, but it's a big old piece. So, what's up? Hold on one second, y'all. But the guy chasing the deer, right? The deer done.
Okay, so that's right there for two 25-pound bags, and because we're on the old pricing, so if we figure the price is gonna take longer than that. So we can get 225 for that right now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, hold on. We normally get 10 25-pound bags
From him.
for that price.
No,
Yeah, it'd be 10 on them. 25-pound bag. It'd be 10 on them.
but not for 450.
She just giving us 2.
No, we just pay him $200.
Yeah. All right, we could try it. Just try it. Just get it.
I'm saying, but this is what we're gonna get.
Okay. All right, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, just go ahead. I mean, because you already got her lined up.
Okay, so we're gonna get two.
Just to see. Or 4. Yeah. Okay. So we never could buy more than 2, or that's the arm. Okay, facts. Go ahead. Thank you, ma'am. But anyway, sorry, y'all. So anyway, the guy's chasing the deer, y'all. They done hired this guy to chase the deer. I'm gonna just give y'all a story. So I mean, it's a big old buck, man. It's probably my wife had it on video. It's probably about a 10-pointer. This how I know. So we standing outside one day, and y'all know we got this pond right here. We see this big old deer swimming across the pond. Big old deer swimming across the pond. The doggone dog behind it. We don't know what's going on. We just see this big old giant, big 10-point, 12-point deer swimming across the pond. And this doggone dog swimming behind it. Then a few minutes later, these 2 dudes come walking up, white dudes. They come walking up in the fence back there. But they seen the fence and they saw us and they respected the fence and went on down. I'm telling them, I'm trying to catch him and say, hold on, man. I see what you're doing. I see, because he got a tracker on him. I'm finna tell him you could go ahead and walk across. Just go ahead, come in and go across. I ain't gonna, but they respected our property, respected our fencing. So most of these people got great, decent character, man. They do. They may not be comfortable with dealing with you because they may not never have before, but a lot of them, I'm gonna be honest, man, they ain't trying to take that from you or steal that from you or take that from you. And truthfully, a lot of them may not even like you, but they'll come to help you. Like that's the first thing they say. Let me know if there's anything I can help with. For real, because we are in the middle of nowhere. And at a drop of a dime, if you like me or not, you may need my help. You see what I'm saying? You broke down in the middle of nowhere, messed up, and reached the door. Yeah, it ain't. Yeah. So I'm sorry, guys. So you broke down in the middle of nowhere, and your only help is this black dude that you don't like. You're gonna take the help. You see what I'm saying? Just like you broke down in the middle of nowhere, and your only help is this white dude that y'all don't like each other. Yeah, it's crazy. So what I can tell you is this: when you get on these properties, for number one, my first red flag is this: do not buy a property with convoluted property lines. Make sure the property lines are free and clear. They're not merging on each other. There's nothing in question. And another thing, what I always tell us as make sure that you have clear access to your property. Um, and you don't have to cross anybody else's property to get your property, like, because there's an established easement. They call them proposed easements or established easements, right? Meaning a person say they will allow you to use their property to cross into your property, right? And it may not be an issue with the current owner, you see, and it's on paperwork that y'all can do it, and they just respect it. They cool. But let's say they sell that property to a little young somebody full of fire. You might cross on my property, and now he don't want y'all riding down through there, even though you have legal rights to it. But y'all gotta have this issue. So I would advise you to make sure the property you buy, it has its own road to it. That proposed easement stuff can lead to problems. I had a problem. A girl was gonna sell me a piece of property for 20K. I had the money. And I was thinking about doing some stuff, right? Doing like some military retreat stuff with these military tents and generator. And you come out, we do some off-grid, like camping, some rugged camping. You know, all of us get together, brothers. We get out in the middle of nowhere. Maybe we can hunt, fish, whatever. So I'm looking at this property. I had the money. The girl, matter of fact, she wanted 25. I told her I'd give her 20 for it. She said, I'll take the 20. Her and her husband owned it outright. But I said, send me the plat. She sent me the plat. I looked at the plat. The plat was a proposed easement through this dude's property. So I asked her up front, I said, so how is the relationship with that guy who owned it? She said, oh yeah, he good. But I'm saying to myself, I'm setting myself up a failure, because if we move on to that, or we get that place, and just so happen what I'm trying to do, no, I said I was just going to try to do some off-road grugging it stuff. We're going to come down through there riding four-wheelers and, you know, some thugging and stuff. Because I think it might have been about, it was some acres. I think it was probably $2,500 an acre. So we were right at 10 acres or something. So I'm saying, man, we're going to go down there four-wheel. We're going to, all the bros, we're going to kick it, right? It's going to be our little duck out. If my wife want to do some camping retreat stuff, you know, that type of idea. So I said, you know, that guy may have a good relationship with y'all. But as soon as all these black folks start coming down here, driving up and down this road, four-wheeling, that may become a problem. So I didn't buy it. So for me, I would just say, if you're gonna do it right. Don't buy nothing that you gotta cross over nobody else's property to get to. That's just being smart, you know. Just be smart. Number one. Number two, make sure the property lines are not convoluted. When you look at the plat and you go look at the property, make sure all that is matching, but make sure it's nothing that's in question. Like your survey saying, no, man, that's yours. But they got two lines. So what happens when you do surveys? Let me tell y'all this. I won't miss y'all hip. So when you do surveys, they put these rebars in the ground. Just put it like this. When we did a survey, I don't know how they're gonna do a survey in your area, right? So when we did a survey, they put rebar with tape on the end of it at the property lines. Okay, so you'll look at it and it's a pink tape on there. And what happens is when there's multiple surveys done, you may see two rebars there with different color tape. So you may see green and pink one because it's been multiple surveys done, meaning that person across there did theirs and you did yours. So they right there at the same thing. Okay, so when you go out there and you see that survey, look at the lines and see if things can be confused. If it's something already on your property, they don't put a fence up, right? They got a fence and it may be crossing yours a little bit. So now you gotta say, okay, now the fence cool, I ain't got no problem. Or accept the fact that they done or if the property that you have, they done build a fence on. Because one thing you can do is inherit somebody else's problem. I want y'all to understand that. Listen to me. If you buy a property with convoluted property lines, you can inherit somebody else's problem. That happened to me here. The guy who owned this place that I'm sitting on and the guy up that hill was battling over that pond right there. They were fighting over that pond. And what happens is a piece of water in Georgia do not have to be yours, but as long as it touches your property, you have rights to it. You can fish on it. You can go out there and take a boat in it, but you can't make any changes on it. You can't go out there and say you're gonna build a dam. We're gonna say you can't make changes, but you got rights to it. So that's one of the things you got to be careful. So the guy who had been here, this guy was saying, he was over there like he was expanding the pond, like he was making the pond bigger. I looked out there and I saw he had a backhoe and he had done dug the pond all the way out. He done made it bigger. I'm saying to myself, bro, I don't know none of this. I live in Atlanta. Like he was calling me, man. He's sitting on the phone with me, griping because he thought the trees was his. He thought the trees belonged to him. So I had that problem. So my advice to you is this: if there is any piece of property on this potential purchase in question, run. Let it go. Let it go. Because that's what you call a point of contention. And people will die about an inch. They will die about 6 inches of property line. Straight up, man. You got men willing to, because women don't be caring. Well, sometimes the women be gassing their men up. That's what it be. The women be gassing the husbands up. The husband don't care. Sometimes in the woman, I ain't no way nobody be taking my property from me. Dude down there ready to die about 6 inches of property line, right? If you gonna buy, make sure it's clear. Everything is clear. It's nothing crossing over. And if it is a point of contention, let's see if we can address this before the deed transfer or we get on the contract. Make sure the previous owners address that because you will inherit their problem. And people not going to tell you they got a crazy neighbor. They're not going to say that. So a lot of times for us, we ain't doing our due diligence like we supposed to do. And we moving into these communities and didn't know that the dude who sold you the property was tired of that crazy joker. And he done sold it to you, made a quick bag, and now you done bought his problem. You see what I'm saying? So that's part of the due diligence phase, man. Yeah, I would really just see what's up with the neighbors, like go talk. Hey, man, what's going on? Like any issues I need to know about? Go down there and check and see, because you know you can pull police reports. You can find out if it's any issues happening on that land. Are they calling the police and stuff like that? That's the kind of stuff I would do. So I'm gonna eventually buy another piece of property. It's itching. Like I want one. I found one recently. I don't have the money right now, but you got to dream cash, y'all. You got to always be preparing for tomorrow. So we hunting. And we ain't even got the money for it right now. And what I mean the money for it, like to buy, not the finance, but to buy. So the next piece of property I buy, these are the steps I'm gonna take. I'm gonna go out there. I want to talk to the people nearby. I want to find out what's up. You know, what's up with this land? I want to go down there and see if there's any records on the land, see what's going on with it. You know, if any parts of that land, you know, because ponds are a headache because people want to fish in the pond. You know, little kids want to fish in the pond. You know, you'll look up and somebody be on your pond fishing in your pond. You know, somebody know it's back there and they jump on the fence and come back there. So a pond is a headache. You know, if especially if they can see it from the road. If they can see it from the side of the road, I don't know if I buy that. I wouldn't buy that. Now, I'm way down in the middle of nowhere. Ain't no stumbling up on this pond right here. Like you got to go through some properties to get down here, you know, for real. So this pretty cool, ideal situation. But if you gonna buy something, man, make sure when you buy it, it's clear. That's my biggest point. But don't get intimidated, man, by the areas in the environment, man, and the people in that area and the environment, man. They either can be great folks or some of them can be horrible people, you know. But respect is mandatory, and that's it. It's mandatory. You get what I'm saying? Um, and all bullets aren't bullets. They sometimes you just firing off paperwork. You know, you firing off paperwork, and you get to firing off paperwork. Folks get to acting right. I'm telling you, man, folk get to acting right. And then, you know, the last result should be protecting thyself. You know, that's the first result, but I'm saying like some violent stuff. I just don't think we should go into that, you know. But you know, you gotta be ready though. You know, I ain't gonna tell you to be green now. Be ready. You know, don't be green. But almost all people who I know live in these areas. I mean, I got one brother. He got a big old place. Big old place. It's like 20 some acres, and it's a big lake on this place. They got a lake on that place, and he was telling me he had issues with the guy who owned. I think the guy like a judge or something who owned that property. You know, so imagine having issues with this guy. So we can come to a stalemate, man. Like I ain't gotta bother your stuff, you ain't gotta bother mine. So the dude who owned the property basically saying, stay off mine, I stay off yours. Cool. I don't have to fish in your pond, your lake. I don't care. Like for real. I don't really care about fishing in your lake. If that's gonna cause you a heart attack, man, me fishing in your lake, man, look, keep your lake, man. I don't want nothing to do with it. Ain't nobody coming over my house gonna do it. Like, nah, don't fish in that man lake. Leave that man lake alone. It ain't mine. Because if I wanted me a property with a lake on it, I would have saved up and bought me one. So the property I bought didn't have no lake on it. That's his property. Leave it alone. You know, and that's how you solve that. You just solve that. You say, go ahead on, you know, and don't be out there on no, what he mean? I can, you know, forget all that, you know. But yeah, man. But I just want to share that with y'all, man, and all my people, man. Don't let these people, man, um, don't let these people run you out. Yeah. It says, I'm getting a lot of comments in. Also place, Stephanie said, also place property signs on no solicitation, no trespassing private property. I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. I mean, do not believe every neighbor because they might lie, because they might not want you there. For real. Hey, this lady knows she, Angela. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they'll lie to keep you from here. You get what I'm saying? So you can't run from the promise, y'all. That's what I want to share with y'all. In order for us to get out those cities and to start these new lives and to get down in the rural areas, because we trapped in them cities, man. Man, we going out early, especially black males. We're going out early because most of the time we're stressed out. We're not eating good. We're not getting fresh air, clean water, proper exercise. We're doing all this negative stuff just to make ourselves, we're not fulfilled, right? So I'm drinking, I'm watching this, I'm sitting around, I got a sedentary lifestyle. I mean, I work out, but my lifestyle is sedentary. So that's what everybody's seeing and don't understand. People believe because I work out, that's fine. No, you have a sedentary lifestyle, meaning that you sit the bulk of your life. You just work out for 2 hours a day or an hour a day, but the other 23 hours you sitting down. So you have a sedentary lifestyle versus being out here, you walking all day long. We going up here checking on the goats. We walking over here taking a 50-pound bale of hay doing this. Y'all see how much weight I done lost down here? Done toned up because my lifestyle not sedentary anymore, right? So we going out early in them cities, man, because I ain't doing them but sitting all day, sitting. Whether we driving a truck, at a desk, whatever we doing, we working in a data center, whatever we doing, we sitting down, sitting on a forklift all day. We sitting down all day, guys. That's what we do, right? And they say you don't supposed to be sitting down all day. You're supposed to be moving, picking up stuff, walking, sprinting, yeah. So I'm saying that to say we got to get out them cities. My grandmama told me something, y'all. This what my grandmama told me. She told me, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just making sure. I'm sorry. I'm getting messages. My grandmama told me that one of the worst things that happened was the family moved out of the country and everybody moved up to the city. When everybody moved up to the city, they all left Griffin, Locust Grove, Georgia, and they moved up to the city. Then, of course, the family kind of stretched apart, right? We don't have each other. Families a lot of times in the country be close knit because we ain't got nothing else to do. You get what I'm saying? We live over here. We all stay on this road or this area right here, and we all go over Uncle Johnny's house on the weekend and sit up under the tree. They have a few beers, and cousin Mike them they kill the hog, man. They gonna put a hog on, man, and we're gonna sit here and eat some of that hog meat, play some spades, drink some beer. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? But we together. That's the problem. Together, it's not valued no more because we've been living in a city where individualism is appreciated. Individualism is appreciated in a place where I just gotta work, pay my bills. I got mine, you get yours. I got my house, you got your house, right? That's what individualism is appreciated. But in the rural areas, togetherness is appreciated because cousin Mike might need a motor in his car, and he done found a motor on such and such over here in the next town over, but he ain't got no trailer, so he got to go ask his Uncle Hint to hook the trailer up. Cousin Mike say, you'll help me with this? Yeah. So Uncle Hint and Cousin Mike go get the doggone motor. They take it to Cousin Mike's house. Now, Mike, they know how to do it, but Junebug, he come sit there every day with Mike and drink a couple beers every day. They talk that talk, kick it. Now you got 3 family members, 3 family males together, because the women tend to get together sometimes, but the males tend to be separate. You got 3 males in one sitting, right? Now, doggone Junebug's son say he always want to know how to work on motors. Junebug ain't trying to do nothing. He just kicking and drinking beer, talking junk with everybody. But he brought his son, man, little Darius, man. Let him see his Uncle Hint and Cousin Mike. Now you got a family is building. That thing know it 5, 6, 10 generations standing around this car, working on this car. That what God love right there. The truth. That's the truth. Because at the end of the day, I may not like you, but you family, man. You see what I'm saying? We don't have to like each other all the time, but you family. We have pushed that all aside for them apartment buildings in them little quarter-acre lots in the city. It looks good and it feels good, but we miserable. That's why we fat. Reason why we fat, because we overeating. Why we overeating? Because we looking for fulfillment in everything else, because our life don't have it. So I'm drinking and I'm eating like crazy. Why am I drinking and eating so much? Because I'm trying to find true happiness in something other than my life. Because my life is miserable, guys. I just go to work. I don't like my boss, Sheila. I'm about ready to hit her across her head. You see what I'm saying? Like, she trying me every day. My coworkers fake, smiling in my face, stabbing behind my back. I'm sitting in this office stressed out. Don't really like nobody in here. I got to find me something new. Been putting my resume on Indeed. Been doing everything. Nobody hiring me. So it look like I'm stuck on this job. So I got to stay here. So what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to eat. We go out to lunch, man. We have us a few drinks. We eat. So we doing all this negative stuff for our bodies because we can't find fulfillment in our day-to-day life. Whereas, come out here and start a garden, and I bet you better find fulfillment quick. You'll find fulfillment quick. Start growing some animals or something, right? Come out here and you start little projects in the house, right? Right. So we're gonna keep you busy. I think that's the demonic strategy. We're gonna keep you busy with all this nothingness that's gonna leave you to an early grave. That's what we're gonna do. We can't even walk in our own purpose because we tied up. I talked to a young guy. I got a little cousin. He comes sit on the porch with me on his days off. I like talking to him because he's younger than me. I like to hear his viewpoints on the world, and I like to be able to correct him, when I see he in error about something, but not in a judgment. Like, he a good guy. So if I hear him say something, I like to be able to say, nah, this the way, blah, blah, blah. How I know I did it. I failed at it. So you shouldn't have to, right? So he comes sit on the porch with me, and we talk, and we just go through this phase of just connection, and he's siphoning information off of me that's helping him make his choices and decisions in the world. That's family, man. That's bond, and this is my wife by blood cousin, and he valuing the appreciation and valuing that, and he coming to sit over here and talk to me, and I'm giving him knowledge. He just say, man, what you doing today? On his day off. And he may only have one day off, but he come sit down here. And we go fishing, or we talk, and I show him the animals, and we walk around this place. And he say, man, it's peace and freedom and stuff like that, right? It is. But he want to get out the city. He's trying to figure out his strategy to get out. But what's happening is life and obligation and responsibility has him bound. So he bound to that job because life, and it's not just to the job. His time is spoken for. Can I say that to you? Your time being spoken for, meaning that I have to be here. I don't have no control over these hours of my life. I don't have no control over this. The best I can do is a vacation and they don't want to let me get 2 weeks back to back. They'll just let me get a week, right? Which is not enough time to vacate. A week vacation, by the time you in the third day, you just starting to relax. Because the first day you get in there, you trying to get situated. You know, the third day you really relaxing. The fourth day you like, oh Lord, I'm getting ready to have to go right back. So really, you know, I used to work, the company I used to work for, they had holidays. We had a UK, Europe version of it. The company, man, them folks were going on holiday for like, they always was on holiday. I was like, what is holiday? He was like, man, they just be gone. Like they don't work, man. They be gone. I'm like, really? Not in America. We don't do that. Yeah, put your nose to the grindstone and just grind it out. Yeah, you gonna die early, but just grind it out. You know what I mean? That ain't to me. And I'm gonna tell you what's the perspective. My daddy, man, God rest that man's soul. That man, my whole entire life, that man never told me nothing but I needed to get a job. That's it. That man always criticized me for always wanting to have businesses and try to do something else. I think he felt like at the time now, because I'm finna tell the story. I think he felt like I was trying to get over, like I just didn't want to work. You see what I'm saying? Like I thought, I now being older, I believe my daddy felt like I didn't want to work. Right? He didn't understand that I had an entrepreneurial spirit. I wanted to be free. I wanted to be free. To move like I want to move. Now it's some struggle that come with freedom now. When you don't have a set 9 to 5 and your time is not spoken for, sometimes the money get tight. You get what I'm saying? You got to come up with other ways to make money. You get it? But my dad would always like, you just need to get a job, right? And we couldn't see eye to eye for nothing, man. And I did not like him for the first half of my life. So after I got older, and we just came to this stalemate, you know, I love you. I know you love me. Even though we don't say it, I'm your son. I don't have my mama, so you my daddy. So whatever. So I'll just go sit over there with him, talk junk and everything. You know, he doing what he doing, you know, trying to be a butthole to me at times. You know how daddies be. And when he got close to his time to leave, we were sitting on the front porch one day. I'll never forget this. And we were just talking. Like, well, I ain't never talked to my dad about my business ventures or things I was trying to do because he didn't have nothing to say positive. It was always like, you just need to get a job. Because I think he truly felt like I was trying to get over. I didn't want to work, right? I do. But this particular day, we were talking about something. And I strategically always avoided them conversations with my pops, right? My dad, man, I always avoided them because I didn't want to hit it. But I think this day it came out some way. I can't remember full details. But what I remember the most on it was my dad looked at me and said, that's right, son. This is what he said. This was very valuable moments for me in my life. He said, that's right, son. Work on your stuff. He said, look at me. He said, I've been working 50 plus years. Look at me. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. I said, okay. Then he said, this the next thing he said. He said, and also take care of yourself, son. Take care of your body. He said, I ain't never take care of myself. He said, work on your stuff. He said, and take care of your body, man. He said, take care of your body. You know, better late than never. Because at the time, I think my daddy passed in 17. So I probably was like, what? I was in my late 30s. That meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me because it's hard, man, when you got this desire inside of you and you got these people who you look up to, like kind of knocking it down. And they may not be doing it directly, right? They may not be saying it. They may just say little slick hate stuff like to make you question your judgment because you're trying to make the decision and you already unsure, because that's what entrepreneurship is. You always unsure, like you don't never know if you're making the right move or not, right? And you always second guessing, like, okay, am I messing up? And then when you got people who you love, like, and respect, that say little crazy stuff to kind of throw you off, that hurts you. So if you one of them people, man, you may have their best interest at heart, right? You may truthfully be trying to help them, but that ain't helping them. That ain't helping them. Because what you're doing is you're projecting your fears onto them, and they already uncertain anyway. So if you got a young person in your life who don't see the world the way you see the world, but they trying. I ain't talking about the ones not trying though. I'm talking about they're trying, but you just don't understand the way they trying. It's don't say little words that make them doubt what they doing. Nah, because they not going about it the way you went about it or the way you feel they should go about it, do not mean they wrong. I had to learn that. That don't mean they wrong. But if that joker is trying and they getting up and putting the best foot forward, that's the best you can ask for. And I ain't talking about they out here trying to break no laws or nothing. They out here trying it their way. That's the best you can ask for as a parent, right? So my daddy gave me that validation 30 some years. I was 38, 39, 40 years old. He gave me that validation. And I was just wondering what would have happened if he would have gave that to me earlier. I mean, there's no judgment. I love my daddy, man. I was there all the way to the end with him. I can say that as a man, all the way to the end with him. And my granddad, he was down here. He died right there in his bedroom. I got video of they pulling his body out of the bed, for real. And we weren't the best of friends at time in the early age, right? Because I don't think he understood me either, because they come from the you just need to go to work era. And I'm on some, man, I gotta figure me something out. But my daddy gave me that validation late in life. And that gave me that charged my batteries, because I already knew I didn't want to do this type of life forever. I wanted to do my own thing. So the good Lord done shine a light on me, his beautiful sunlight on me, and have allowed me to use my brain for something other than working for other people. Now, the flip side of that is, and I just want to say that now, the flip side of working for other people and having to work for yourself, is money. You have to produce for yourself. So for all my people who getting up going to work every day, it's nothing wrong with that. You got a 9 to 5, you making great money, you got it set in stone, blue, you good. Now for me, I don't have a 9 to 5. It's not set in stone. I got riches in another area. I have freedom to create. You see what I'm saying? So that's the flip side of this. And what happened is, how I've reached this point is I was able to buy this place. You see what I'm saying? It was just the Lord. Even in the middle of buying that house in Stone Mountain. And let me say this. I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? When I bought that house in Atlanta, in Stone Mountain, they robbed me, y'all. They robbed me. I had an 80-20 loan. I had an adjustable rate on the 80. I had an interest only on the 20. It was 100% subprime loan, right? One of the worst predatory loans you can have. There was a 15-year balloon payment on the second. It was an interest only, 11 point something percent interest only. And after 15 years, there was a balloon payment. Like, they did me. And the biggest thing was, I didn't have anybody to say, don't do that. Like I was upset at my dad because I don't think he knew. Now that I realize, I don't think he understood. I had a friend of mine who was saying stuff, I remember, but he didn't just come out and say, hey, Larry, don't do that. You know what I mean? But anyway, I did it. Got into this horrible situation, and I'm going to make a point, because you may be sitting in this same situation today. Okay, that's the point of this right now. You may be sitting in a tough situation that you got yourself in 3 years ago. All right, and let me give you some testimony. So I signed that mortgage, got in that mortgage, didn't understand it, y'all. I was completely ignorant about it. Got in it. It was 2-in-1. So after 2 years, the mortgage adjusts, right? Then from that point on, it adjusted every year after that. So the first 2 years, everything was fine. But 2 years, 24 months fly by fast. When you in something new, the kids going to school, y'all in here painting, all this stuff going on. So by the time the reality of my situation hit, the mortgage had done adjusted up to about $1,100. The first mortgage I had, when I first got the mortgage, it was $700 and some change. After it had adjusted to the current prime, The first mortgage was $1,100 and some change, right at $1,200. So my mortgage went from being $700. $700. No, I'm sorry. The mortgage altogether ended up being like $1,200. So the first mortgage was one thing and it adjusted up. The second didn't adjust. But I just remember getting that statement in the mortgage. The first mortgage was like $1,100. And then I got the second statement and it was like $300. All right. I couldn't pay it. We just simply didn't have the money to pay it, guys. So now we finna get behind. So I called the company. It was Countrywide at the time. I told them my mortgage done adjusted and I really don't have no way to pay this other amount. So they just told me, pay the amount you can and then just try to play catch up. I was excited about that. Okay. But the balance just keep growing. And next thing you know, you're in pre-foreclosure. You're in pre-foreclosure. It happens fast. I'm standing on it. I'll give you my testimony right now, guys. I done had car repo. I done had, y'all see my tractor get repo. My house almost went into foreclosure. I filed Chapter 13. I don't have no shame in my game. I really don't. So if you facing something like that, man, don't worry about it. What people think, do it. Whatever you need to do. So my house going into pre-foreclosure. I don't know what to do. Sleepless nights, y'all. Because I got these kids up in this house, my wife up in here. We about to lose the house. Just so happened, a friend of mine told me about this program called NACA. 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 Onaji. Him and his brother Omari own the Zuccotti Gallery down in Atlanta, downtown the gallery. Shout out to Omari, man. No, Onaji. Both of them. Shout out to both of them. But they own the Zuccotti. They pretty big time now. But he told me about NACA. He said, Larry, go through NACA. He told me about 2 or 3 times. I didn't listen, but I got desperate. So when I got desperate, I just remember him telling me about NACA. I looked NACA up. I called him. I ain't had nothing to lose because we about to lose the house. I called him. I'm getting notices from Bank of America now because Countrywide done failed. Countrywide had failed. And we getting notice from Bank of America. Bank of America done bought Countrywide. But what happened was the government bailed Bank of America out. But one of the contingencies that Bank of America had to buy up all that bad debt that Countrywide had. See, Countrywide was buying up bad debt from all these small lenders. The person who I first had my lender with was a company called Decision One Mortgage. Big Baptist mortgage company, right? So Countrywide ended up buying it. It went from one place, then Countrywide ended up with it. So when the government bailed out Bank of America, now I found all this out on the back end, they made Bank of America buy all that bad debt. So now I'm getting notices from Bank of America. I'm in foreclosure. We're pretty much pre-foreclosure. All right, cool. I'm calling the Bank of America people. Pretty much nothing. They won't do nothing for me. It's a one big loop, man. It's just forever. You want to submit paperwork. You submit paperwork. They want you to do this. They asking all about these 1,000 questions when they can just solve it with a stroke of a pen. So I got in touch with NACA. NACA gave me a counselor. I talked with NACA. We went through the process with NACA. That's why I advise everybody to buy through NACA, but it's a long process and people don't want to wait. That's how I got in a bad situation because I didn't want to wait. So NACA took me through the process. And I was just like, I remember being so stressed out, man, telling my wife, like, man, I hope we don't lose this house. We done start looking for other places. Like, we literally looking for other places. Like, we going on house tours. We're thinking about doing a lease purchase or leasing a place. We done went and looked at a few houses. And I remember when I got there was so many people looking at them places, man. Like, they would have open houses and it was so many people there. So I was like, man, there's so many people there. And the renting market is competitive. So NACA got back in touch with me and said, all right, Mr. Brown, this is what we're going to be able to do. We can't do nothing for your second mortgage, but we can modify your first mortgage. I was like, okay, what can y'all modify it to? He said, we can modify it to the original interest rate because we got a business relationship with Bank of America. They'll modify it. It's just a stroke of a pen. We just going to sign some papers and you'll have it modified. I said, really? He said, yeah. So what NACA did was, The mortgage payment stopped for like 2 months. They modified it, went back to the original payment. My mortgage back down. Now all the money, when they stopped the mortgage payment, the money that I was behind, because they put it all on the back end now. Since it's been refied, they did it as a modified, but it was like they put everything on the back end. So I was like behind, but I was able to take the money that they stopped the mortgage and get caught all the way back up. A ram in the bush. The Lord done provided, right? I got this second mortgage at 11 something percent, by that 12%. But the 15 years is slowly coming. The 15 years coming, man. And I'm scared now because I don't have that balloon payment because it's interest only. The loan is interest only. The balance was increasing. That's how bad it was. The balance was increasing, y'all. When I got the balance, it wasn't going down. It was going up. That's how bad it was. So I called this company, and because NACA told me they couldn't do anything with a second mortgage. They only can do something with a first. So if you're in a situation like this, I'm giving you some information. The company won't work with me. They won't work with me. They won't do nothing. I was in good standing with all my debts, right? But at the time they passed this legislation or this law or whatever, I don't know if it was passed, but they said you can wipe your second mortgage out because it was unsecured, because the balance of the property could not cover it if you sold it. I get a doggone tax thing appraisal. You know how the commissioner give you the appraisal assessment? I paid over $100-some thousand for the house. It's currently whatever year it was in. The house was on the value of like $20-some thousand, right at $30,000. So I'm sick about that. But I'm doing research at the same time. Remember, we didn't have ChatGPT and all this stuff like that then. We just had the internet, best case, but it wasn't as, like it is now. So I'm doing research. Find out if I file Chapter 13, I can strip that second mortgage off because it's an unsecured debt. I get in touch with a bankruptcy company, lawyer office, and I just asked them a few questions. They give me, they'll give you a free consultation. So I just laid everything I had on the table, and I told them like what I was dealing with and everything, what I was going through. And the lady was like, okay, this is the time for you to do this now. She said, because the value of the property is low. You couldn't sell the house for what you originally paid for it. And you've been paying them. I had been paying them for, at that point, I think I had been paying them, it was over 5 years, 7, 8, 9 years, something like that. I had been paying them for a while, $220-something a month for like 9, 10 years, right? So, hold on, I'm getting all kind of messages, guys. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, let's do the math. So let's say I was paying, it was probably like $221. $221 times 12, that equals $2,600, right? Times 10, I had them paid them like $26,000 because I was in the house probably about 10 years. I was in the house about 10 years before I did that. But the balance was, and I remember they only had financed $22,000. That's the only amount they financed. $22,000. I mean, it was a predatory loan. So at this point, the balance was going up. The value of the property was going down. So my lawyer said, just do the bankruptcy. I did the bankruptcy. And it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing because they had to send a letter to my job, y'all. And the lady, I remember when the lady called me back to her office and told me that they're garnishing you, Larry, the bankruptcy trustee. She made sure, and she put it in the email. I was so embarrassed because I didn't want nobody to know. So I filed Chapter 13. They stripped the second mortgage because it was unsecured, but they did send me a 1099-N that year. So when they stripped that second mortgage, I got a 1099 because they considered that income. So you don't have the debt to the lender anymore, but you may wind up having a debt to the IRS. And y'all, if you ever dealt with them, they don't play by their money. But I got it straight. I had a great tax lady, Miss Friend. She passed on, but she was a great lady. She knew how to help me. She helped me a lot. we owed a little money, but President Obama had came in and they had issued out them doggone checks. So we offset the amount we owed for them checks that the Obama administrator came. It's a long story. So I had my cars, even though I was in good standing with my vehicles, but at the time when you do a bankruptcy, you got to put it all, especially 13, you got to put it all in there. So I had to put my cars in there. And I made one payment. No, I made 2 bi-weekly payments to the trustee. 2 bi-weekly payments. It took me 2 years to get out of that 13. 2 years, guys. I'm telling you, I did it. It took me 2 years to get out. They took my payments. And I didn't even realize I was about to get out. The same lady who had called me to her office and told me that they was garnishing me, my wages, she called me to the office to tell me that they sent a letter saying they were stopping garnishment. I was so happy. I was like, they stopping garnishment. So I called down to the trustee office trying to find out it was right, because, you know, they don't play by their money now. So she said, no, Larry, you done. I was done. It took me 2 years. When I walked out of that bankruptcy, guys, my second mortgage was gone. All my credit card debt was gone. My cars were paid off. And all I had was my first mortgage. That's all I had. That was it. We had our vehicles. Everything was paid for. And I was like, man, I can't do that no more. And man, that was a tough ride, man. You know, that paycheck garnishing was real. Like, that was rough. But when I came out of it, oh man, I started getting letters for credit immediately, man. Like, as soon as I got out of it, they sending me letters. Hey, Larry, go ahead and get your new car. Hey, Larry, man, we seen you just went through 13. Help build your credit now. Like, they immediately, their credit a joke, man. They're a trip, man. So, needless to say, that same house that I like the loss, we sold that house, okay? So we went from being in bad shape. The community went down bad, guys. That's why I'm so cautious about the community went down bad, man. It was a bunch of homeowners. A lot of the people lost their loan, lost their houses because they was foreclosing on them. Some people just walked away. Some people just, it was bad. So we went from a community full of homeowners. When I first moved there, it was a nice community. People cut their grass. Hey, Larry. Hey, Miss Sheila. All that, right? To now, we're a community full of renters. These companies were buying up all the houses, and they were section 8ing out the houses and stuff like that. And a lot of the original owners were just renting out the properties. So you know what comes with that. So the community changed, man. So now we in the community, and it's done changed. It's different. They respect us, though. They had broken our house one time. But other than that, they respect us, right? We got cameras all up. So I'm in the community, man. I'm to the point now where I don't want to be there no more, because it done changed so much. Cars all on the side of the road. The HOA is non-existent pretty much. It's a lot of the older residents it's just a joke at this point. Nobody respecting the HOA. Cars parked on the side of the road on both sides. So when you're driving up through, it's a tight ride because they got their cars parked on. It's just a mess, man. People not cutting the grass, kids hanging out everywhere. Like, it was just turned into the trap. Okay, I'm ready to go. All right. So 2021 hit. Okay, so 2020 hit and everything shut down. 2021 hit. All the people in California sold their homes, and all this money started flowing in the city of Atlanta. So the same house that was only worth $20,000, I'm going to show you how it's crazy. Me and my wife are just working on the house. We was getting the house remodeled. My plan was to not sell it. My goal was, I only owe like 40-some grand on this house now. We're just going to pay this house off and live in this house. That was my plan. We're going to make it really nice and live in it. So we just living in the house at this point, guys. We ain't, you know. So one day I'm talking with my wife, and we just talking about doing it. We're going to sell it one day, you know. And my wife said, let's just do it. And I was like, yeah. She just went on ahead and did it. She said, we're going to do it. So we got appraisal on the house. The last time we got an appraisal on the house, we got a tax assessment on the house. It was like $20-some thousand. Now, of course, the tax bill's been going up, but I just figured that was the DeKalb County trying to get money. They appraised the house. The first appraisal we get back is $225. $225? Really? So we got $225 back. So we get in a contract with this girl. The girl put up some earnest money. They said the house got to appraise. The house appraised for the value. The house appraised for more than the 225. The deal fell through because the girl money wasn't secured. So we end up with her earnest money. Her realtor did something crazy. We end up with her earnest money. Got us a new realtor, right? We got us a new realtor. We told her how much the appraiser was. She looked at us and said, what? No, that's too low. We need to get this appraised again. Got it appraised again. It came back. It appraised higher. It appraised like 10, 15, almost $20,000 higher. We like, what? Listen to me, y'all. Them people started offering us that money for that house, that same property that was almost lost in foreclosure. That same property that the neighborhood was only nothing. They were selling properties in our community. They had a property listing in our community where they had about 5 or 6 of them listed, and you could get them at a deal rate. Investors was buying them and just cleaning them up and putting renters in them. Like you could buy all 5 of them for $100 grand type stuff. That same property, we was able to renovate that mug, sell that mug, make enough money to buy this place here. So you may be situated in a position, you may be in a position right now and the situation ain't looking good. All I can tell you, man, from my experience, I don't know what your details of your situation is. I don't know what your relationship with the Lord is. None of that, okay? Non-judgmental, I'm fine. But when that saying goes, what the devil meant for bad, God meant for my good, I live that. This is good right here, y'all. The whole time the plan was being put in place, all we had to do was maintain it and walk in it and stay on course. But boy, was it hard, y'all. Boy, was it hard. When I tell y'all it was hard, I'm not going to lie and say it wasn't scary and it wasn't hard. I'll be lying to y'all. If I tell you right now and say it was nights, I'll be woke up staring at the ceiling and my wife sleep. And I'm thinking, I'm in my mind making decisions about what we're going to have to do if we go into foreclosure. Because we in foreclosure, pretty much. But the market is so oversaturated with foreclosures that we ain't high up on the list. But we in pre-foreclosure because I can't make the full payments. I'm short almost $500 every month on the payment. Every payment I make is $500 short, if not more, $600 short, if not more. You get what I'm saying? So all I could do at that point, because, I got car payments, all I could do at that point is just try my best to just hold it in the middle of the road. So that same house I'm losing sleep over, because I stayed in there and didn't walk away like everybody else was doing. Everybody at that time, 2008, 2009, 10, 11, 12, everybody was walking away from their properties. It was cool to have a foreclosure then. Well, I ain't gonna say cool, it was acceptable. Foreclosure is a shame, a mark of shame. Now you hold your head down, you talk about foreclosure. At that time, people, man, I let that house go. My auntie, she passed on, she did it. She walked away. She moved down the street from me. And I was just thinking, like, after I got this and we sold the property and I watched how that same community that was nothing at the time turned around, I was just wondering to myself, like, how much money she would have made if she would have stuck in there. We could have did all this together because her mama right there, that's my grandma. We could have said, okay, we're going to buy a 50-acre place. You got your money, and my sister sold her, but she wasn't going to move out of the city, but she made more money than everybody because she bought in Fairburn. She did good. She made more money than everybody, straight up. But just imagine if all of us had put it together. I always think about that. My auntie gone, my sister, she up there in Coweta, so she doing well. She living how she want to live, right? But I was just thinking, like, we could have bought a 100-acre place, put 3 properties out there. If it already wasn't no place out there, we could have bought it, put 3 properties out there. We ducked off. You see what I'm saying? As a unit. But don't give up on that, man. I don't know what your situation is. I just want to make sure I say that. But I'm a living testimony of the power of persistence, weathering the storm, sticking it out, trusting the Lord. I'm a testimony to that. Like, these ain't just words. I know you would rather hear from somebody who actually walked what they trying to teach, right? And tell. You got so many people who ain't qualified to talk about the things they talk about. It sounds good, but when you look at their resume, they really don't have the experience. Remember, I did a video today about make sure somebody carry the weight of what it is you trying to accomplish. And what I did was I talked about a person lifting weights, right? Maxing out lifting weights. You watching them from the sideline, you learning how to do it, but you still don't understand what it's like to get up under it, right? So you make sure when you learning from people, you learning from people who done got up under that weight, because there's some things under that weight that you can learn that you can't learn from sitting on the sidelines. I always say that it's some things that you're gonna learn under the pressure of foreclosure that you're not gonna learn as long as everything good. Sick people have a different understanding of life. A person who has been sick before, they understand life way differently than we understand life. You know, because a sick person just don't want to be sick no more. They ain't worried about all the stuff we worried about. You know, we worried about this, that, and the third. They worried about just not being sick no more. You know, they feeling like all I need to be is not sick. I don't care what I have, what I don't have. I don't care where I gotta live, but if I'm not sick, I'm fine. You see, so make sure a person who is you learning from, or you choose to, you know, cross pollinate with, actually have carried the weight of what they trying to teach you, and not these just words. Because we got a lot of that now. You know, social media and everybody got a camera, so everybody is an influence. They influence somebody, right? And that's all power is influence. So everybody who got a camera got some type of power, you know, and everybody is wielding that power, but it's I don't know how much real weight is behind what they saying, like experience. So I done been through pretty much everything. Well, I done been through everything I done told you. I ain't gonna say pretty much. I never talk or teach about nothing I've never done or experienced. Either I failed at it horribly or I won at it greatly. You hear what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna tell you about it, either I failed at it horribly or I won at it greatly. Straight up. And a lot of times I did both. I failed both times. I failed and then I won. Yeah, so I can tell you about some stuff like that, right? So that's my push for everybody, man. All y'all, man. Don't quit. Don't quit. Figure a way out. Figure out a way around it. Learn how to use the system. Um, us as people, we don't know how to use the system well enough. We don't. We've been told that there's some kind of disgrace in using the system. And what I mean by the system, I'm talking about the tools, the financial tools that's available to us to help us with debt. Bankruptcy, Chapter 7, Chapter 13, you got a business, Chapter 11. You know, all these different things that you can file to assist you in this process, right? There's no shame in using those, you know, but we've been taught for some reason that that's a badge of dishonor by not doing that. So because I felt it, y'all. I felt it. When I was going through that stuff, I felt it. But my deliverance even come after that. When I lost that tractor, that did it for me. Because I was saying, why am I ashamed? Because these people may be going through the same thing behind closed doors. They struggling to make payments just like me. They done worked out a better deal than I had with the people because I couldn't work out a deal with them. You get what I'm saying? So we got to learn how to use the system. We got to learn how to use the tools readily available to us and do it with pride. Do it with pride. This is just what it got to be. You know, if I owe some money and I can't pay it, y'all can call me and threaten me all day long, but I can't pay it, guys. So what I'm gonna have to do, either y'all gonna work with me or I'm gonna file bankruptcy. That's one or the other. I'm not threatening y'all. This is the reality. These are my options right now. I am struggling right now. I cannot afford the payment, and it was I didn't try to do this. When I got into it, my money was well. My income was coming in great. My savings was looking good, but things happen, and I can't pay y'all. I want to pay y'all, but I'm struggling. Now, I can't pay y'all the agreed upon amount. I know I said I give y'all $463 a month. I can't do that. But could y'all take $150 for the next 6 months and let me get caught up? Because not only do I have y'all to pay, I got a few other people to pay. They say no. I say, well, this the only option you leaving me with is bankruptcy. That's it. Because if y'all gonna come after me and y'all gonna try to get a judgment against me, I would be a fool to sit there and allow y'all to do that when I could just walk down to a federal court, file a bankruptcy petition. Because bankruptcy protects you. That's it. And I can get in a 13. I don't have to do a complete liquidation with a 7. A 13 is a debt consolidation plan. And the first people who gonna get paid are your secured debts. You understand what I'm saying? The things that are secured get paid first. All the unsecured, they may not get paid. You know, so if you have enough money left over, then Your unsecured people can get $25 a month. You hear what I'm saying? But everything that's secured, cars, your house payment always is pretty much going to be outside of your bankruptcy. They don't want it to be inside of it. As long as you continue to make your house payment, your 13 will stand. That's how mine was. I don't know what the rules are now, but mine was, Larry, you just got to make your house payment and send us this money they're going to garnish this money every 2 weeks out my check. So, I went through that. Company called me talking about woofing and telling me what they gonna do. I tell them, hey man, I'm sorry, man. I can give y'all $97 a month. That's all I have to give. Well, how you making your living? Listen. We can do this till the cows come home. I can't give you no more than $97 a month. You can threaten me. You can say whatever you want to. You can tell me I'm a horrible person. You can criticize me, try to make me feel bad. I don't care because I don't have the money. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if y'all want to work with me, let's talk. If you don't, then y'all can come after me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop paying everybody and I'm going to let everybody come after me. And then I'm going to go do a chapter 13 and then I'm going to get on the bankruptcy protection. But we don't have to do that, sir. All you got to do is take these $97 a month for the next 3 months. Let's revisit the situation in 3 months and let's see what we can do. And that's how it works. When they don't want to do that, you ain't leaving me no option, sir. Yeah, you ain't leaving me no option. So that's how I talk to them. That's what I tell them. You're not finna boo me. I done been in a courtroom when I was in Chattanooga, y'all, and this not bragging. So don't take this as a brag. When I was in Chattanooga, when I was in and out the streets, I used to be in and out the streets, and I had got myself in some trouble. And I mean, I ain't ashamed of it, but I was going to court and they were talking about giving me 50 years, y'all. Let me tell you something. That was just a boo. That's a boo game to get you to take the plea. If you want some fear, go to court with that. So you talking about getting a judgment against me don't scare me compared to that. I done walked into court and had to take a plea bargain to go to prison. Go in and take some time. Know I'm finna be gone for this many years. So I always make sure I done been under that pressure before. I'm not trying to not pay. So that's what I tell these people. I just don't have the means right now. Y'all took the risk when y'all lend me the money. So if I lend my cousin such and such some money, I'm taking a risk. If he don't pay me back, then I have to assume part of that risk too. Not to say I can't pursue him or come after him, but you suing a broke person. What you gonna get out of a broke person? You just finna accrue legal fees coming after a broke person who can't pay anyway. That's it. So I'm wasting my time. You get what I'm saying? Now, like I was talking about earlier, I sue a broke person to get him to leave me alone, to get a judgment on him. But if I'm just trying to get my money, the best thing I can do is just say, man, you know what? I'm going to chalk that to the game. So when a company give me money, they took the risk. And I know we got this idea as a people. We got these two mindsets, right? So when people hear me talk about this, it's going to be some high and mighty state worker that get their check or been working at car. You just need to pay your bills. If a person started one way, sir or ma'am, and they had income, they were working at their set in stone job. They've had this job for 16 years. They was getting $5,000 a month on that job. They went and financed something that was only $600 a month out of that, right? Or $400 a month. They could pay it. But let's say they lost that $5,000 a month. What option do they have at that point? I done heard so many vice presidents, these guys and women are vice presidents of companies campaigning for companies. You just need to pay your bills. If a person can't pay them, what are they supposed to do? Believe me, you got some people who not gonna pay anyway. Them the ones who can't even get a cell phone. You get what I'm saying? But you also have people who are going through financial struggle. So when I talk to people who are going through financial struggle, I say that person just can't pay. They can't pay. So the company can woof and puff and blow down doors all they want to. What are you gonna do? You just gonna accrue some legal fees coming after that person, right? The better solution, take the $97 a month. Anything beats a blank at this point. Revisit it in 6 months. See what they talking about. They say, okay, I got a job now. I'm making $15 an hour. I've been paying. Thank y'all for doing it. $97 a month. I'm gonna pay y'all $350 a month. Now we back on track. You know, but you just need to pay your bill. That man don't know how. He can't. And everybody don't understand until I was telling somebody the other day. They told me they were telling me how much money they have saved. I was like, man, that's good, man, that's good. But I also want to mention is this, right? Don't put your belief system in that. Don't make that your faith, because you can be diagnosed with something tomorrow and you'll give it all up just to get better. And you'll give it all up to not get better. For real. You'll give it up for the promise of getting better. For real. So what you had your faith in and your heart and pride and soul in can save you. So I would rather put my heart, soul, and faith in the miracle worker. The miracle person. That's what I want to put it in. Because you got people who've been diagnosed with stuff. The doctor said this, that said that. And then a miracle was performed. They don't know what happened. So that's where my faith lies at. All right. My faith is in that. This system gonna let us down every time, guys. Every time. Every time. You know. But I love to share my testimony and story with y'all, because I really feel in my spirit that people go through things and, you know, y'all don't want nobody to know. I understand. I do. Because I don't want nobody to know my business either. But they say we overcome by the blood of the Lamb, the miracle worker, and the power of the word of our testimony. It's twofold. So the overcoming is the first thing. We want to overcome. How do I overcome? By the blood of the Lamb. It's already set in stone. You just got to accept it in your heart. Believe. You confess with your mouth. Believe. That's one of the things, right? And this is the way I believe. And the next way we overcome, because this is a twofold. It's a combination, right? It's a combination. You know, it's pepperoni and cheese. You can't have, it's peanut butter and jelly. You got to have both. The power of the word of our testimony. So that means you can't overcome if you scared to share your testimony. I'm telling people, I was telling people all about the greatness and goodness, man, in the middle of foreclosure, man. I was coming to work every day with a smile on my face. For real. I was telling people, man, I remember that. But I was under so much stress, fat, eating ice cream, you know, because I'm trying to escape. That's how I got into this story. I was trying to escape. At the time, I wasn't even drinking again, but, you know, I'm on again, off again. I was an on again, off again drinker. Me and my Heineken. And I wasn't even drinking. I was just eating some ice cream and cookies, belly getting big, don't even realize it. Yeah. So when I started this conversation, I was talking about how living in the city, we live this life of escapism. We're doing everything to distract us from life, when if life is set up the right way, we don't need no distractions, any distractions from our life. We don't. Our life is the vacation. When somebody say, Larry, how you go on vacation? I'm wondering if they understand this is the vacation. You know, I want to go take a trip. But when I get on the trip, I'm going to be bored. I am. Because all I'm doing is visiting somebody else's reality. That's it. One thing I learned from traveling all over, I should travel a lot with my job. It's a vacation to you, but it's a job to somebody else. So you just visiting somebody else's reality. That's their 9 to 5. You showing up 2 times. I say, hey, boy, drink. You on a cruise ship. That's they 6 months thing, right? So I done traveled a lot of places, party mode, working, but it's just somebody else's reality. But what if I can condition my life or create, through the grace and mercy of God, a life that's a vacation? Now that's a life worth living. A vacation life. Yeah, we ain't worried about debt. We ain't worried about all this stuff, right? We do the things we want to do. What if I could do that? So when I talk to you about moving to the rural areas, I'm not saying it's going to automatically work that way for you. But what I'm saying is, let's say you get down there and you find peace, you know, and you find that joy, that missing piece of you. Because I was broken and didn't realize it. And I'm not saying this place just fulfilled me. No, what it is the purpose. A man without purpose is a broken man. A woman without purpose. See, women, it's different for women. Women find purpose in their children and grandchildren a lot of times, in their friendships and their bonds. You know, women are different, very sociable, very family oriented. So a woman will find her purpose like in her friendships, in her children, if they got a good relationship, in her grandchildren, like she'll be just in it. You get what I'm saying? And she'll be fulfilled with that, working with them, doing stuff, solving these issues. But men, we are not like that. And we struggle when we first don't realize that first that we're not like that. And number two, when we try to fulfill it with things that's not of man, like women got to get fulfilled one way, we have to be fulfilled in another way. And a man has to have a clean, honorable, positive purpose. If not, he tend to find destructive stuff that make him happy. For real. I've seen this over and over again. Drinking, eating, bro just coming and smoking weed, smoking meat to death. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, bro, we gotta hold on, belly this big, eating itself to death. You know what I mean? So we gotta have an honorable purpose, right? And as men, that should be always our striving point. And being able to get on a place like this, you'll find some purpose. You will. And if not, then sell it and go move somewhere else. But that's my goal for all brothers, for all of us, man. We have to find that purpose. And a lot of times that's the missing piece. That's why you'll see us so enthralled into sports, like so enthralled into other people's accomplishments, excited about somebody else's accomplishments. Younger guys excited about virtual stuff, video games, like talking about their accomplishments on this video game, like it's tangible. You can't touch it, feel it, shoot it. You can't do nothing with it, but it's exciting to them because they're fulfilling themselves through untangible stuff. They can't touch it. You get what I'm saying? The man who go to work hard and he just a life full of joy and happiness. There's nothing wrong with it. Talk about the stats on the football team. I used to love the sport. I did. And then I realized I was frazzled. Like I was stressed out about something that didn't mean nothing in reality. I'm sitting here stressed out about a football game. I'm stressed, man, mad. I'm ready to box about this football game. And then one day I realized this don't matter in real life with the 49ers beating the Falcons or the Falcons fumbling on the goalpost. Like, you get it? So I had to find purpose for myself. And that purpose started with the Lord. I want to make sure I tell you that. It started with the Lord. It does. Because God will guide your path. He will direct you. But you first got to give it up to him. And a lot of times that's the sticking point. One foot in, one foot out. Dipsocho, double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Vacillate between purpose and opinion. One day this way, that way. You got to give it up to him. You do. And that purpose will be established, guys. It will. I know a lot of brothers, we don't get into the super spirituality, but it's truth in it. It is. It's truth. I'm a living testimony of it. And I try to always share that with my brothers and let them know. But I just want to encourage y'all. I ain't going to talk y'all to death. Sometimes I get in that mode. But I just want to share that brief test. Well, I ain't going to say brief. It wasn't brief. I just want to share that testimony with you guys as encouragement, hope, and inspiration. Right? Y'all are the people of God, whether you choose and accept him or not. Because you could have died in your mother's womb. You didn't have to make it out. You know how many people is not here to watch this live video today or plugged up on a machine right now on their way out? You see what I'm saying? But you healthy in your right mind and can sit here and watch me talk about this and the goodness and the greatness of God. And you don't have no reason to doubt him. You don't. You don't have no reason to doubt that you're a child of God, that you his people. You may struggle with the concept. You may struggle with the religious aspect of it. You may struggle with if it's this or that or whatever, right? But never doubt that you're a person of God. Never doubt that. All right. I'm about to roll. I gotta get going, man. I gotta go feed my chicken. Feed my chicken and go feed these animals right quick. But I just want to jump on and talk with y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. I really do. I pray something I said today help. I do. Like, I really do. I pray something I've said help you. That you had a fire that had kind of went dim inside of you, or the hope has started dying. And I pray looking at this video and watching me talk and just hearing my heart that it helps. For real. I do. I pray it helps. And that way I'm walking in the will of God. Because God want to give hope to his people. He don't want his people to be hopeless. Because when we lose sight of what all that matters in life and the realness of life, then we tend to lose hope in the Lord. All right? Thank y'all, man. I'm going to roll. I'm going to talk to y'all next time, man. Y'all be good. All right? Y'all be easy, man. This Larry. Peace.